Welcome back. Today it's time to talk about something that is a really hot topic amongst guitarists, and it is our fingernails. Classical guitar fingernails. It's one of the most distinctive things about classical guitarists, or when you see, people giving you weird looks like, why do you have really long fingernails on one hand and really short ones on another? I play classical guitar, I promise. I mean, it was weird for me, definitely in college, to get used to having nails. I went from playing rugby and being like, well, hope I don't break my arm today, to sorry guys, I have to quit the team, I can't break a nail. And I was getting some side looks, but I don't care. I love this instrument, and so what? It's for the tone, it's for the technique. No, but seriously, classical guitarists, by and large, we almost all have fingernails. However, they don't need to be nearly as long and crazy looking as what people make them out to be. You can actually get the tone you need with a pretty short nail. So I want to just sort of debunk that. It's not like these nails are super, super long. You don't have to get long artificial ones or anything like that unless you really have a nail issue and you need to get some kind of artificial nail and file it down. But yeah, they don't really need to be super, super long. Essentially what you want to be looking for is almost a crescent moon shape. Just a little crescent moon showing above the back of the fingertip. So if you can see that much from the back side, you know that you're in pretty good shape there. So that's really not too long when you think about it. And I also just want to address this other issue in general. Do we absolutely need nails to play classical guitar? Well, the ultimate answer is no, you don't. However, most guitarists in the world all have them because we can do a lot more techniques with it. It allows us, I think, to be a little more accurate on the string. We can get a little more diversity of tone quality and sound. So where some of the debate comes in is because Francisco Tárrega, one of the most famous and well-known guitarists of all time, he kind of almost brought guitar back from the dead in some ways in terms of being a performance instrument. So he was really famous because towards the end of his life, some people wondered if he had a disease or something that caused him to lose his nails, but some people also just said no, he just preferred not to have nails anymore. So towards the end of his performance career, people noticed he no longer had his nails. He said he actually preferred the tone quality, and actually his student Emilio Pujol, I probably totally mispronounced that, but he also sort of required students to not have nails. He kind of went anti-fingernail, and this is, again, early 1900s, so things developed from there. But for the most part, I would say people do still play with nails. It's just, I think, an interesting tidbit that Tárrega later in his life said, actually I prefer the warmer tone quality of just the flesh, not the nail. So where do we actually want to play the string? Where do the nails come in into the actual playing of the right hand? It's right where the flesh meets the nail on the side. So that's what we want to do. If you need to do a little check, tone check, you just put your IMA here and then do you feel any resistance? And actually I do have resistance. My nails are kind of a mess right now. On my M, I felt like it was getting a little caught. It was a little too long on the side. So what we do is we use a nail file. And there are actually some great brands of nail files out there now. And this one is called the Sound File. It's a new nail file that's sort of taken the classical guitar world by storm. And it is really nice. It's nano glass, which means it actually will never dull. It will never get more dull. I will say this is probably my 7th or 8th one because I do drop them a lot on my concrete floor and it shatters, just breaks off the handle. So, I've got a few fragments of these laying around the house, but it is really, really smooth, really lovely, nice way of filing the nail. And I'll show you some nail shapes that you can get used to. I mean, for the most part, you kind of want to go on this little ramp. The idea is that as we strike the string, it actually catches across the side of the nail. So it hits flesh and sort of glides across the nail. For most nail types and nail shapes, that is the tone we're going to be wanting to go for. So again, I like to smooth out, really following a lot the contour of the finger itself. So I just smoothed it out a lot. Let's see how it sounds. Yes. I slipped right through. I didn't feel a big click like before. Still a little one because I really did let my nails get a little too long this time. So, I never go more than 2 days without filing. I also typically am going to file every single day. It's kind of like tuning your guitar. The more you use this thing, the more you get used to it. And it just becomes a habit. The main goal is just don't get them like way too long. Don't have them be really clicky sounding. Again, if you're, hearing a real clicky sound, check that wrist placement, because you might be coming up on the strings a lot more than sort of hitting that nice, like right where the flesh meets the nail. Again, that's our sweet spot. So just give it a shot, smooth it out. One thing that's also really cool about this is it almost leaves like a little bit of a gloss effect on the nail. Actually, it almost gives it like a little polish as well. So that's also why I really like this nano glass. Some people also like to use sandpaper as well. So I'll have links to this and some other nail kit things as well that you can check out. But at the end of the day, this has been enough for me. I'm kind of one of the fortunate ones who, I've never had too many fingernail issues or problems with my nails, like breaking or brittle nails. So I have not personally tried using artificial nails very much. I have broken my thumbnail before in the past and had to, on the fly, right before a performance, utilize a technique by Jason Vio, which is getting a ping pong ball, and then you cut that in half and you get fingernail clippers and you glue it onto your nail and just sort of shape it that way. So the guitarist Jason Vio went super viral for this a few years back on an NPR Tiny Desk concert where he explained the method of using the ping pong ball. Others have done it before him, but he was sort of the one who made it really popular and got it out there in the world. So if you really do have brittle nails or you're not sure what to do about it, the ping pong ball is a great texture, and it's something that you could even use. I've used the sound file on it. I've shaped the nail just like it's a real nail. So that's a very, very nice, light, thin, close to your real nail texture that you can get rather than the glue-on artificial nails. But I've got other students in the past who've just said the really cheap artificial nails work, like the cheapest packs that you can get of the 100 or whatever. So try what works for you. Ultimately, if you can grow your own natural nails, that's awesome. Go for that and try that first. However, you can also be like, no, I'm like Francisco Tárrega, and I believe that the natural tone of just the flesh sounds the best. So if you want to be in that camp and make that argument, hey, by all means, go for it. It's just about being able to play easily and beautifully and get as much different diverse tones as we possibly can and express ourselves with the instrument. That's what having fingernails or not having fingernails is all about. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful and gave you an idea of how you could shape your nails. I'll have plenty of resources down below too, of links to other products you can use or other images to show you the best approach for shaping these nails. But at the end of the day, don't get too distracted by this. Just keep your hands on the guitar, keep plucking away, and the tone will take care of itself over time. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.